the art of food or the art of eating or nourishing yourself. It's not just important to have 3 meals a day or whatever, 1 or 2 meals that you have decided to live by, but it's how and when, and of course the ingredients are also important. How and when do you eat? So there is something called creating a sanctuary to eat well. In olden times, when a family sat down to eat, the mother would cook and serve side by side, and the men would wash their hands and sit down and say a prayer first, and then they would eat in silence, and till the time they haven't finished, they would just sit there. They would not get up to pick something or do anything else, the phone or not even conversation. So there was a reason behind it. When we are nourishing ourselves, it's almost like meditation. When we meditate, we feed the brain, and when we eat, we should also meditate on food, so that the energy that the food brings to you, wants to bring to you, you actually take it. Not just the material part of it, but the energy that comes along with it should actually nourish you. All your channels, your organs, your cells, and we are, what we eat. Our food makes us as to who we have become in mind and body. So when you sit down to eat, you should place yourself ideally on the ground, because your energy connects with the earth's energy, and it multiplies and brings you to a very calm state. And you should shun everything. You should disconnect with any other external channels, be it your mobile phone or talking to anybody or thinking of anything even. And your total energy should be focused on your food. And during the time, I generally close my eyes when I am enjoying a morsel of food, and I really want to relish it, savor it, each morsel, because it's such a ritual, it's such an important part of who I am. And so it has to feed all your senses, the sense of touch, the vision. You look at your food, you smell your food, you of course in your mouth, the taste, and everything, even the sound. So when you put that morsel in your mouth, you enjoy the taste of it. If it's a well-prepared food, you will have so many different tastes if you focus on it. And you chew it. Chewing is so important. I sometimes get appalled at how people put a morsel in their mouth and in 5 seconds it's down their throat. I don't know how they're able to do it. So you have to chew it. They say 32 times, but I chew my food at least 60 to 80 times. So till the time it becomes liquid, then only you swallow it. So as they say that you should drink your food and eat your fluids or your water. So why eat your fluids? Because the fluids, whatever nourishment it has, let's say a smoothie or a juice or a soup, has a lot of nourishment. So it should run around your mouth, mix with the saliva, which carries all the enzymes that help in the work of digestion. So when you eat, 50% of your work of digestion happens in your mouth. And if you don't let that happen, then your gut has to do, first of all, your stomach, and then your small and large intestines have to do much more work than it would be if you chewed well. And if you chew well, then they can just do the process of breakdown into different ingredients, the metabolism, and then the absorption of the actual nutrients before it becomes waste and is ready to expel out. So chewing is very important. The state of mind with which you sit down to eat is very important. So stop having any conversation or especially a conversation which is not very calming. You should not have that before you sit down to eat. So you should, sometimes in the Western countries I see people walking and taking out their sandwich from their lunch bag and eating it while they're walking. I cannot even have one bite of food like that. The whole thing would be so unsettling, because I'm used to sitting down, settling my energies by saying a prayer for like 1 or 2 minutes. That happens to calm down and come to a different level of energy than when you're walking or in action, any other action than eating. And when you finish eating as well, before you get up from your place of your dining place, you should let 2 minutes to allow to calm down, and then get up and leave your place. So these are the few rituals about eating well, eating to your best nourishment, your best satisfaction. You'll be able to be satisfied with even less quantity of food if you eat with this attitude. And otherwise you can have lots of food and then you feel like not the same satiation. So your food should be very satiating in every way, in taste, in appearance, in touch, in spending that whole time together. Should be like a relationship, like a very intimate relationship. And try to do with minimum of meals, as in cooked grain meals. Have some like fruit and juices kind of a meal in the morning or midday, and then in the evening like a soup, and then in the middle of the day when your energy output is maximum, have the main meal. So one meal a day is the best to do. And I can't say more than food being such an important ingredient in who you are. You really need to invest time on understanding the whole relationship and then cultivating it to your benefit. Thank you.